Hi everyone, welcome to another digital layout class at basicgrade.com. This time we're going to be making a layout using the Sweet Pea Jack collection, specifically the starter kit. And for this layout I used photos of my nephew Adam when he was 6 months old. So I'm just going to go ahead and minimize the layout and put it off to the side as usual. And we're going to start out with a new document that is 12 inches by 12 inches at 300 pixels per inch and an RGB. And we'll hit OK. Let me get it up here. The first thing we need to do is make this background in white. There aren't any white papers in the starter kit, but I'm going to show you a way you can create kind of a white paper with still that texture on the edge. I'm going to open up the blue. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drag it over to our document, and it's going to snap up into place, and then I can minimize that once again. Okay, we're going to come up to Enhance, Adjust Color, Remove Color, and then it'll just make it black and white. And then we're going to go to Enhance, Adjust Color, or I'm sorry, just Lightening, Brightness, and Contrast. And I'm going to take this one up to about 55. And the contrast, we just want to get rid of some of this gray area in the middle. So we're going to take that all the way up to 100. Okay, so now we're left with just this distressing on the edges. But we need it to be brown. So we're going to come up to Enhance, Adjust Color, Color Variations. And it'll bring up this dialog box where it gives you some choices on, you can increase, blues or reds or things like that. We're going to come down here and hit Decrease Blue once, and you'll notice that it has a slight change up here in the after. And then we're going to hit Increase Red twice, and I'll hit OK. And that just gives kind of a reddish brown tint to the outside edge distressing on this paper. Okay, now we're going to add some photos, and these photos have not been cropped down yet, so I'm going to show you how to do that right now. This large photo we're going to come up to Image, Resize, Image Size. And the size we need to add, first thing we're going to change the resolution to 300. Well, actually, first notice that there are these check marks checked down here. Okay, now we're going to go to 300. And then change the width to 5.25. And that makes the height 3.5. Okay. We're going to come to this one and do the same thing. We're going to make just the height 3.5. That's the only thing we're concerned about, is we want the height to be about the same. Hit OK. Okay, so there's our photos. We're going to go ahead and drag this photo over with our Move tool. And we're going to have it come in around about right there. I'm going to hold down the Alt or Option key if you're on a Mac, and the Shift key as well, and just drag that down so there's two of them. I'm going to nudge that up a little bit. And now holding down the Shift key, I'm going to select both and move them up just so it's kind of going off the page. This is just to create a little bit more interest. Make it look like I have a third photo to share, but I really only have two. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and drag this one over. And it'll kind of snap into place right beneath that other photo. I'm just going to move it down so it's even. Okay. And we can minimize those. Okay, now we're going to draw a box that we're going to drop the plaid pattern into. So I'm going to come down here and get my Shape tool. And I'm just going to start drawing a box. And you can hold down the space bar to move the box up and off the page. I'm just going to have it be about right there. Okay, and we'll move it behind the photos. And then I can take this plaid pattern and just drag it up into our document, and it'll plop right in place. And then hit Command G or Control G if you're on a PC, and that will do a clipping mask and drop that plaid pattern into the shape we just drew. Come up here to Edit, Image Transform, Free Transform, and I'm going to rotate it just to get a nice rotated plaid pattern, and I'll hit the green check mark. All right, now we're going to draw another box, and this one's just going to go behind the other one. So about like that. Drag that up so you can see it. And we're going to drag this other pattern over onto it. And then once again, Control G or Command G to create a clipping mask and snap that into place. Okay, now we need some of our ribbon and borders. We have this border here I'm going to go ahead and drag in. It's just a stitching border. Oh, grab the wrong one. I might have to turn off auto select layer in order to grab this one. Okay, we're going to bring that in about right there. And then I have a ribbon that I'm going to drag in as well. We're going to rotate this one 90 degrees. So you're going to get your little turn corner arrow cursor, and then holding down the shift key, it'll snap up to 90 degrees. I'm going to hit OK. Then we can slide this one in about right there. Okay, now it's time for our flower. So go ahead and drag the flower in. And move that to the very top and size it down. Give it a little rotate and move it up right here. And press the green check mark. Okay, now it's time to add all of our monograms. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the monograms. And the way you use these is you get your selection tool and select the letter you'd like and copy, Control C on a PC, Command C on a Mac, and I'm just going to paste it into our document. And I'm going to do that for each letter. Okay. Alright, with the select tool, I'm going to drag these letters over. I'm going to hit auto select so I can move these around again. Okay, I need A, D, A, M. Okay, and then I'm going to hold down my shift key and select all four, and then get the top corner and size it down. And then I'll get my rotating cursor and hold down the shift key and rotate it 90 degrees. I can bring it in right up here. I'm going to size that down just a little bit more. Okay. Right now you can't really see these letters too much, but once we add shadows, they'll stand out quite a bit. Okay, I'm going to get my shape tool and change it to the ellipse tool. And holding down the shift key, I'm going to draw a perfect circle and then drag the blue pattern in and hit Command G or Control G to snap that pattern into place. I'm going to do the same thing but with the rounded rectangle tool. I'm going to have it kind of go right beneath. This is just going to be a little tag that says 6 months. This time it's going to be green. Snap that in place. Okay, now we're going to zoom in and do a little bit of typography. We're going to get our type tool selected and just click on it once. I'm going to do an @ symbol. I'm going to change the color to white. And then I need to make it a lot larger. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and lock those changes in and then use my arrow tool or the corners to make it larger so it fits in this shape. Okay, just nudge that so it's center. Okay, I'm going to get my type tool once again and I'm going to type in 6 months. Changing the font to Arial Round, and I'm also going to lock those changes in and then use the corners to size it down. It looks like I've got a typo in there. We're going to fix that really quick. Move that into place. Okay, now we're going to add some typography down here, and I'll go ahead and draw the box it's going to go in. I'm going to change the font to Helvetica, and it's going to be pretty small. It's going to be about 8-point type. And I'll also change the color of the type. I'm just going to grab a brown color. I'll take it from the stitching. And I'll start typing in my journaling. Okay, so now we're just going to add some shadows. So I'm going to go ahead and select, let's see, we'll go to this shape right here. I'll add a shadow, and then I'm just going to edit it by clicking on the FX symbol right there. I'm going to change the size down to about 10, and the distance to 5, and the opacity to 40. So it's 10, 5, 40. I'll hit OK. And then I can use, I can right click on it. And let's see, hold on. Right click on it and do copy layer style. Then I can come up to the other areas or the other layers and copy those on as well. So I'm going to paste layer style. Come up here, paste layer style. One thing I want to note is when you add shadows, you're going to add the shadows to the shapes that we drew, not the papers that are clipped inside of them. And for the border of the stitching, we're going to go ahead and paste that layer style, but we're going to edit it a little bit and take the size down to 5. Just so the shadow's a little bit closer so it looks like it was sewn. Okay, so there's our layout. Hope you guys enjoyed, and please check out the class materials over at basicgrey.com where I'll have a little more detail, measurements for the different pieces on the layout, just in case you want to recreate it exactly. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.